Oh my goodness. Well, as usual, Trumpenstein, they cut the budget, and now they blame Biden. Blame Biden for what just happened in Texas. It's all Biden's fault. How long do they think that crap is actually going to work? It's all Biden's fault. So, move this back so I've got some room. Ruffle, shuffle the cards, and let's just see what the cards have to say. So the first thing out is the Hangman. You know, trying to see it from a different viewpoint. Not our fault, okay? They're yet again on the same old tirade. Hangman. Yeah, this is their agreement, what they're going to put out there. The same old tired thing. Not our fault, it's Biden's fault that this happened. Okay. Energy coming into it. Yeah, trying to get away with it. This is what they've used to hang everything upside down. The scapegoat is Biden. Biden did it. It's all Biden's fault. And so that's what they want to try to sell to the families. And what they've sold to MAGA clan. They've always blamed it on Biden. So far it worked for them. But today, you know, people aren't liking that harvest, what's come. They don't like what's come. And they see this as insanity to blame it on Biden. You can't blame this on Biden. Although they're trying their best. The challenge is trying to cling to power, trying to hold on to it and control the ground, the real happenings, trying to control it. But yeah, this is not going to go away. This is painful, mentally painful, physically painful. Potential outcome when it comes to a victory. So let's see what the victory is about. What's being handed out or not handed out. Now they know when Biden was there and there was FEMA, things were handed out. But they also know that Trumpenstein was saying, oh, you know, don't trust FEMA. They're going to take your land. They're going to take this. They're going to take that. And some people didn't get the help from FEMA because of Trump. Although Biden was there to aid them, he put the fear in them of FEMA. Okay. Outside influence. The Hierophant, the experts. This is the experts in this case. Experts when it comes to dealing with this emotional, the issues about holding on to that, about democracy. Let's see what's under the surface. So this is the mental restriction they're trying to put on by hanging this upside down in their agreement about what they're going to say that, of course, it was Biden's fault. This is about him hoarding money. Okay? Trying to get away with it when it comes to the families. But there is, underneath of it, the Knight coming with new information. The fight for truth when it comes to his insanity of what he's trying to put out there about what's taken place. Okay? The challenge is the lovers, those that are on board with Trump, trying to control this, but it's too painful emotionally, physically. And when it comes to the wealthy, okay, there is a victory when it comes to what's being given out. When it comes to the outside influence, he's out in the cold. When it comes to the experts and about what's going on with democracy, or his emotional drama that he's putting out there. Okay? So if we look at this, there's a restriction when it comes to the monetary, making things full with the handouts, with the agreements in place. There's the agreement when it comes to the family, his insanity, and the pain about what's being given out or not given out, as the case may be. This is being overturned by things he's trying to get away with when it comes to the harvest. His attempt to control it for a victory. Again, there is this mental restriction when it comes to his hoarding. New truth, the fight for truth is coming out. When it comes to those surrounding him with plenitude, wanting to, just have all the goodies for themselves. So when it comes to the harvest, this is the center of it. They're fighting and talking about his craziness, his delusion. They're trying to get away with it, the things he's trying to control when it comes to the harvest. They're trying to run interference with it. When it comes to the families, those close to him are not liking the harvest, what's coming down. And his attempting to control and his attempting in his greed has caused this pain. Out of his greed is caused this pain. So what he's trying to get away with, they're overturning things of the harvest. His greed, taking away from the families. These restrictions of mind when it comes to what he's trying to get away with in his craziness. And there's agreement when it comes to the theft of a fight for the truth. So we go over and we look at his attempt to control. He wants to control this outcome of the harvest, trying to run interference to control it. But those surrounding him see the pain of this. They can't get away from it. And the truth coming out about his attempting to control what was given out or not given out. And his insanity when it comes to controlling and just giving to the wealthy. Okay? So let's go ahead and do a clarifying read and see what it says. Yeah, we give this to the wealthy. It's all fraud and abuse. That's all. We're not really cutting any of these things. It's just fraud and abuse. Well, he did cut it. He had Doge out there and they immediately cut all these things. Saying, oh, this is all fraud and abuse. Well, it wasn't. Okay? they had to make it look good in Trump's eyes. You know, we're going to save all these trillions of dollars. Well, they didn't. They just get rid of important jobs, things that are needed in order to try to say, oh, we found all this fraud and abuse. Really put things in peril. So the center of it all, we have what's being juggled. And what's coming rapidly. You can't deny what's coming. And being out in the cold. Okay? Out in the cold with what's being juggled. They think they're going to blame it on Biden and get away with it. No. What's coming rapidly is the truth about the pain. Mental and physical pain that's going on now because of their actions. There's a message coming out about an action, about being out in the cold, about the painful happenings, and what's being given out or not given out, as the case may be. The rapid pain, juggling, about the manipulation that took place. Okay? The manipulations that brought about all of this. And now, looking for justice. Okay? There's a message about an action, about being out in the cold and wanting justice. Above it all, to temper. He's going to do all he can to try to temper this with what's being given out, and that's the problem. We're not going to give it out anymore. Okay? Christy, the dog killer Nome, was over there saying, you know, we're just here to kind of a backup. It's up to the states to take care of it. Okay? It's all Biden's fault. You know it's Biden's fault. So we have now this harsh truth, or it could be also this attempting to manipulate it, manipulating the mind, controlling the mind. When it comes to the long term, this is moving forward, but again, it's not fast moving. We have a message about an action when it comes to the families. When it comes to his attempting to control and the hoarding and the empathy or lack of empathy, the lid is off on what's taking place, and we've got the evidence in hand. And so there is this struggle that's going to take place, because this is a tower moment, and holding on to this, the fight is on. This queen does not play, and this is here we have the eagle. America is going to fight back, and it's a tower moment, and a new cup coming out, the cup of his abominations, okay, being revealed. So yeah, they can't cover this up. They're attempting to blame it on Biden or blame it on the state is not going to work. This is igniting a tower moment. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll have to see if the cards are right or wrong. But this is not going to go away, okay? This is not going to go away. this is going to amp up. It's lit a fuse. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you online.